Hello! Welcome back to my channel, Healing with Kearra. So we're going to be doing another love reading today. So with the love readings, I like to get the other person's energy and then your energy to start. And if that resonates, then this is the video for you. If not, then I try and do these like almost every day. So I have quite a bit of them. So yeah, there might be a different video that's for you. So, and then, yeah, if it is for you, then we'll look at the connecting energy, your energy towards them, their energy towards you. Sometimes I get past, present, and future for context. And then we do like a deep dive into the other person's energy. So, today we're going to be using the slow tarot. I have the place where I got it linked in the description box below the website, but it's not available right now. But yeah, it's a really cool, super cool deck. And then yeah, we'll also do like some oracle cards. We'll just see whatever one I feel like. So we'll get right into it here. Actually move this. Okay, so the other person. And then you. Ooh, so we have the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so we have the Page of Swords. So, okay, this is like a very playful energy here. But right away, I got it's like not necessarily playing mind games with someone, but it's like there's this energy of like calling someone out and then kind of being like, oh, like playing with them as if it's like I can see through you, I can see your intentions here. It's like this very playful way of not necessarily being in competition with someone or taking jabs at someone, because it's more of this like lighthearted, playful, it's this very like tactful, intelligent way of kind of like getting something across to someone that like you can see their intentions here, or like like the deeper intentions of what's going on with them. Like with the sword pointing, it's like I'm just getting this like seeing through someone. um and then with the way her hands are here, I'm just seeing like it's like having something in the back of your hand, like there's this very playful energy here of like, oh, I know something you don't want me to know, or I see through you, or it's like not coming right out and directly like confronting someone or telling them something that you know or something that you saw, um or it's like sometimes whenever it's like, okay, sometimes people try and play games with us or they try and do certain types of things, and it's like we can totally see through it, but instead of just like calling them out and being like, kind of rude, or instead of just like making it like a confrontational situation, you sometimes just go along with it, but it's like really in your mind, you're not actually falling for it. It's just you're not necessarily calling them out directly because you don't really see the point of that. It's like if you try and confront them directly, they'll just be like really childish about it, and you'll just go like round and round and round and play all these games. So it's like you're just kind of like tactfully playing along as much as you feel like you need to, but really it's like you're not following. Thinks they're getting away with it, or it's like working because you're just not directly calling them out. Like you're just not directly being like, I can see what you're doing, like I see your intentions, or I see through you here. It's like um kind of going along with it just to like let them think they're winning, but it's like really you don't, just because you're not saying anything, or you're not just like outright like being straightforward and confronting them um doesn't mean that it's working, or that you actually believe them, right? It's like even though you're just like not saying anything in like a really direct way, um or you're not being clear about the fact that you're not buying it, or you see through them or whatever, um you're still gonna like stand your ground, even though you're not saying anything and like starting an argument and creating like a whole drama about it. At the end of the day, like when it comes down to it, you're still gonna stand your ground. Like with the way she's standing here, it's like you're still gonna defend your territory, or defend yourself, or stand your ground. So it's like, yeah, maybe you plan to like stand up for yourself in some type of way, or um like, yeah, it's like you plan to like still continue forward with something in a way that you intended to before. Like there's some sort of energy here, and then another person's like coming and kind of trying to combat you, and it's like just because you're not right out like arguing with them and telling them, no, I'm going to do whatever I want anyways, it's like you're still like, when the time comes, you're still going to like just very tactfully, skillfully like stand your ground and do what you were going to do anyways. But it's like without letting them know beforehand. Is kind of like keeping with the hand like in the back here, it's like keeping something, not revealing like all of your cards, and just kind of like going along with their game here. But it's like you see through them. So when the time comes, you're still going to do whatever's best for you anyways. It's just you're not revealing that to them. And then with the with the other person, we have the Fool in reverse. So yeah, it's like, okay, so with the Fool, there's this energy of striking out, and it's like even if you're not prepared, or you don't have all the facts, or you're not fully gathered yet, you just kind of striking out on your own, and just being like divinely guided here, taking a leap of faith, um, really expecting the universe to like catch you here. So with the Fool in reverse, there's this energy of like this other person here is like thinking something is like already all set up for them. They think something's going to work out for them. It's like I'm getting this energy of they think they're going to take a leap of faith, and there's going to be like a trampoline waiting for them at the bottom. Um, but they're misguided here. So, yeah, the other person, they're some sort of like endeavor in their life. They're incredibly like misguided in some way. Um, let's get one clarifying card. They think that it's like all going to work out, or it's like maybe the way they're going about it is they're not realizing how much of a leap of faith they're going to have to take. They're not realizing like um no, there's not going to be like a trampoline at the bottom. It's like you have to really really be in this, you have to be prepared for like whatever's coming. You have to like have very genuine intentions here, and actually be prepared, because this is a whole journey you're going to go on. um so this other person has this energy of I'm getting like their faith is misplaced, or it's like misguided here, or their approach, the way that they're going about it is somehow misguided, or um, they're not seeing some way in which like they're going to have to prepare themselves, or like they're going to have to co-create with the universe in order for them to get to the next step. There could also be this energy of like having a lack of faith, like having a distrust in the universe and thinking that the universe isn't going to catch them, so they have to be like controlling here, like overly control all of the factors. So we have the Six of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So this is definitely in regards to like a relationship or something that they really, really want, something they've like really wanted for a long time. It's like they want to move forward here with some sort of emotional offer. Um, but their perspective is like rooted in the past here. It's like something they've wanted for a really long time. So their perspective is still like whenever they first desired the situation, like however they perceived it at that time, or whatever the situation or the dynamics were, there's still if there's been a long time this past, it's like they're still focused, or they're still viewing the situation the way that it was in the past, and so they want to come forward here, but it's like their whole foundation is rooted in like how things were, and so they're expecting like to make this leap and for something to just kind of like end up here a certain type of way, but they're like, yeah, they're misguided because they're not seeing things like clearly in the present. It's like a good thing that they have all of these feelings here. um but yeah, it's like I'm just really strongly getting it's something they've held on to for so long that they like kept the same perspective the whole time, like they're with their desire here, so they're not, it's like they're unwilling to change their approach or go about things like differently here. It's just like however they saw it at one time, they still have that like same idea in their head that like that's the way that it needs to be in order to get like this outcome that they want. Like they have to jump into it this certain type of way, like um go into it with blind faith and just like expect everything to work out for you here, but it's like things have changed now like over time, and so then it's like they're misguided here because there's this need to like change their approach even though they want to like come forward and present something here, like be vulnerable. It's obviously been building for a really, really long time, but it's like they've been so stuck in how they feel that their perspective hasn't changed over time, and so now it's been all this however many years later or whatever the situation is, so they have to like change their approach in the way that they're going about something here, or this, but they're not willing to like look at that right now. But yeah, we have the death at the bottom, so it's like yeah, it's not really work what's whatever worked out in the past, or however things were in the past, it's like things are different now, things have changed. So they need to change their approach in the way that they're doing something. And we also have the Knight of Swords underneath that. So it's like, with the way they're going about it, it's like they're being too hasty and just like rushing into it too quickly without the full facts and understanding here. So it's just like this blind faith and this blind optimism that it's like all going to be fine. So they need to like change their approach and realize like, okay, there's been a lot of time that's went by, like things have changed a lot. This isn't the same like situation that it was. Okay, so if that sounds like you and someone on your mind, or someone that you've been dealing with, I'm gonna go a little further. Okay. Connecting energy. Their energy towards you. Oh, too many spirit. Okay. Whew. Okay, so you, what I'm getting here is like you could be this thing that they've really wanted for a really long time, and they're trying to like come forward here. Um, you could be this thing here. 'Cause their energy towards you, we have the Ace of Cups. So that's all about my heel just got super itchy. So I feel like that's that energy of them like, I gotta get there, I gotta go, 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 go. Yeah, so you yeah, okay, so very clearly you are um this thing that they are like, okay, this emotional offer here that they want to like come forward and present is definitely you, like with the way the pearls are all exploding out. I'm getting this like it's this very like chaotic explosive energy here, like um and even like with this card it's just like very explosive. So they're just so like being so hasty and passionate about it that they're not fully thinking it through. So like the connecting energy, we have the King of Wands. And so this King of Wands is like, okay, the lamp, and then his third eye is like on fire. He has like this big map here and he's holding a torch. And so this is the most random card in this deck with the lamp just in the corner like that. Like there's literally not a single other card in the whole deck that has something that is so random. You know what I mean? So yeah, this card is just so specific to me. So I really feel like it's all about like a light bulb coming on. Um, it's like, okay, because you see how that's like all this nature behind it, and then there's like this literal just lamp right here. So it's like, okay, it's like once you've reached this level here, it's like even whenever you're in the middle of nowhere, or whenever you're like, no matter where you are, like with the map, no matter where you are or what you're doing, you've reached this level of like enlightenment, if you will, that like there's like a light is always turned on for you, like no matter where you are, like even if you're in the forest or wherever, it's like there's this light that's always turned on, this like inner intuition that can kind of like drive you forward. And like with the torch here, it's like you can always like find your way and see your way and just like rely on your intuition and how you feel, right? Because you have your passions like under control here, and you have your desires under control, so you're no longer just like being led by whatever fleeting passion or desire that comes by, right? And with the mask, it's like you're not wearing a mask. It's like you're truly standing in your authentic power here. And so you can like really trust your intuition to guide you. You can step up and be this like guide or this light figure for others too, right? And be this like parental or like father figure. Um, you can trust yourself to stand in your power, right? You have like a clear intuition. And like I said, there's like no matter where you are, there's like a light on for you. Um, so yeah, you can guide yourself, but you're also being like guided. So this is in the reverse. So what I'm getting with all of this is like this, okay. So it's not that this person is in this like immature energy of just like being led by fleeting passions or whatever. Like it's not this Knight of Wands energy of just like, oh, okay, now I feel like drawn over here. Now my desires are over here. So I'm just going to follow that and just fly by the seat of my pants type of an energy. Because what I'm getting is this is something that they've really wanted for a really long time. Like, they wanted to come forward with this. They've like, this has been building up, this has been a desire they've had for a really long time, and for whatever reason they feel like now's the time they just have to like throw themselves into this and just like be upfront and present the way that they feel to you. But um it's okay, it's because they feel so hasty, and it's like everything is just like happening so fast, right? Like um they're like acting before they can even fully think things through, and like just everything is, they don't have those like inner passions and those inner desires like fully in check, right? So they're not able to come from the super clear and conscious place. So it's this energy of yeah, they're just like throwing themselves into it without really having like the bigger picture here. Like they, like I was saying before, they need to change their approach here in something, or in the way that they're going about things. And yeah, they're just not doing that, right? So um they're not coming at this situation from this very like mature, thought out, logical approach, where they're like allowing themselves to be guided. And um yeah, with the books here, I'm just getting like they're not using the wisdom that they've gained throughout their life or over time to their advantage, because they're just being so hasty. It's like they're not thinking clearly. They're letting their passions get the best of them. They're letting like the way that this long term like burning desire that's been building up over time is just finally like getting the best of them here. So yeah, like I said, it's just like this very overly hasty energy. And so they're not coming from a place of being like truly in their power. So again, it's like a misguided approach. So yeah, with the books, like how I just said, I was getting it's like they're not using the knowledge that they have to their potential here. And so with you, it's like you can see that they're like, it's like you can see what's going on here. You can see, you know, that they are a very logical, intelligent and capable person. And so you're kind of just like, yeah, I feel like that's why you maybe did this dance with them for a minute, is because you were trying to truly kind of test them and see where they were at, and see it's like if they really were like coming from this place here of like how they were trying to present themselves. um but yeah, you kind of like with the like swords here, like that fencing game, it's like you kind of tested them, or you maybe went back and forth with them for a little while, and saw how things were. And to you, you were just like, okay, I can kind of see here that you're not quite there yet, or you're not quite like seeing something, or you're not quite like this like inability to like let go of the perspective from the past is like clouding your judgment in the present. And so for you, like there, you could see through something here, right? And with them, maybe this little bit of like back and forth that you gave them, or this little bit of like energy exchange or banter or whatever happened here that like you gave them, um it gave them this like huge sense of hope, like, okay, this is my chance, I just have to dive into it. But your energy towards them, we have the high priestess, so it's like again more of that, like you could see through them, right? Like you could see there's something deeper here going on with them, and you can really see that. So we also have the emperor. So I'm getting two things with this. It's like you can see that they're not really in their power, they're not really to the level that like you kind of need someone to be, um, in order to like really be like, in order to really go with you, right? In order to really like keep up with you. You can see that this person is not quite actually to the level. Like you need someone who's, it's like not only are they not actually showing up as the king of wands, they don't actually know their stuff. um they're not actually like really having it together here and like able to really keep up with you, or like compete with you in some type of way. But you also, it's like you're not even looking for the King of Wands anyways. Like you need someone who's like at this level. Um and so yeah, like with the book here, it's like this person can flash all of this books, or they can flash all of their knowledge, or they can um front like as much as they want, but it's like you, all you have is like you have this like life experience here too with the moon. It's like all you need is like what you learned over your journey to like know for yourself. And so you're like, okay, well, I can see right through you. Like I might say like you may have played the game just to like, you know what I mean, but you're like, okay, um you can see something here that they can't, or like you can kind of like see through them in a way that maybe they can't even see through themselves. um and then I'm also getting like your energy towards them is maybe you have someone else. Like there could literally be an emperor in your life, and so you're like, okay, I no thanks, I don't really need that, because I actually have someone who's on a whole nother level than you. And so this could be another reason why it's easier for you to like see through, like you feel like this person's like wearing a mask, or like presenting themselves in a false light here, because you have another person who like really stands in their power, and like the journey that they've been on just like speaks for itself. And so it's just like this whole different energy, or this whole different level of like confidence, and just kind of like having things like dialed in here. And so you have this heightened sense of like awareness about the situation, and you're really choosing to like rely on your intuition and rely on like what you've seen throughout the course of just like your journey over time throughout your life. And yeah, you feel there's this sense of like, because of like the journey that you've been on, things that you've like went through, seen, or experienced, you have this like inner knowing, or this inner secret about life, that it's like all this like flashy stuff doesn't really matter. Or like, oh, I did this and this, I like studied this and this, or like all this stuff on paper like doesn't really matter. um because you have this like wisdom gained from this specific life experience, or these certain things that you've done, that maybe with the moon, it's like maybe things, places other people haven't really gone, or things that other people haven't really done, or things other people don't really understand, or they haven't really experienced before. And so it gave you this like deeper sense of wisdom here, or inner knowing about what's right for you, or which direction you should go on. So it's this energy of like that, that don't impress me much, Shania Twain, um, type of energy. Like you're not going to be swayed in your journey by someone else like trying to present themselves in a certain type of light, or um, but it's like you may have kind of like tested them, or challenged them, or like um, went back and forth with this person, and just like tested the waters here, just to kind of see like what was up, or like what they really knew, or what, you know what I mean. And then you were just kind of like, okay, well, nothing beats this. And then yeah, it's either, there's two things I'm picking up. It's like either that this is what you need here, is like someone who's like overcame their own journey as well, and knows how to just kind of like sit in their power, um and someone who's like really like emotionally strong here too, like they can carry the weight like you can, type of an energy. Or it's like you already like have someone in your life, or you already know someone who um is just, like I said, on a whole other level than this person. Like they're already in this emperor energy. So you're kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get past, present, and future. Okay, so in the past we have strength. So yeah, you could have like I mean both of you could have really had to I'm just getting this sense of like going through this part of your journey where you had to really make peace with your demons and um, accept things that you were uncomfortable with or things that maybe triggered you before. Um, Maybe each of you has kind of like grown in the past and learned how to like overcome certain things. And so that could have been something that mutually brought you guys together. And so that was one of the reasons why you were like kind of testing them, because you saw that they were like working on their demons or like working on overcoming certain things within their life as well. They were also on the journey of like doing the work and stuff. And so um, you were like, okay, maybe I should give a chance. It's like maybe your ego was kind of like, oh, absolutely not. Like you've seen the havoc that this person has wreaked like in your life or in others in the past, or you guys were not compatible in the past or whatever. But then you were kind of like, okay, well then let's see what's up. Like, kind of tested it out. And right now the energy we have the sun, so it's just like a light, the light is shining in here. Like like I said, they tried to present themselves in like a false light here, and so the light is shining in, the truth is shining in. I'm also, yeah, this energy of just like you didn't really let them have any of your power. Like just because you didn't come out and just like start a conflict with them or argue with them and be like, oh, there's absolutely no way, or like da 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 da, or like call them out on something, or like, put it in their face in this really negative way. Um, like I said, you were never planning on, like when it came down to it, you were going to stand in your power and like wait for the emperor to come in your life, or you were going to stand in your power and stay with the emperor that's like already in your life, or you were going to continue down this path of like manifesting this energy for you. It's like you already knew better anyways, just because you, yeah, weren't being super super overly confrontational about it. And so um yeah, I just heard like you could be just like getting rewarded with happiness here, but also it's like you just get to like freely remove yourself from this situation and just stand in your light and stand in your truth. And yeah, you didn't give them any of your power or let them steal like any of your peace here. Just because the way you tactfully went about it, like by not starting an argument or like a confrontation or whatever, you didn't give them the chance to kind of like steal any of your light or your power, or like dim your light, or like take any of your peace here. And so and then with the bird, it's like, yeah, I'm getting like you were being watched here, like spirit saw your intentions and saw your heart. So one, it's like you could be like getting rewarded here, but I initially just saw like being able to come out of this situation with your joy still, like you're still happy, carefree. um like your burdens are still light, you can still just like enjoy yourself and have a good time. And this very like magnetic energy that's really drawing, it like draws people in and makes people feel really really warm. So if you don't have this like this emperor energy already in your life, it's you choosing to move forward in this energy is like really going to attract in here just like this really positive radiant type of energy. um And then if you do already have that person, it's like you can celebrate with this person. It's like you and that other person get to like remain victorious here, because it's like you overcame some sort of test or some sort of challenge. So in the future, we have the Five of Swords, and I absolutely love this card in this deck. It's like because so with the Five of Swords, it's like cleaning up after a battle. And in the traditional tarot, there's like the one guy who's like, haha, I won, and then there's like the other two crying in the corner. So this is like their take on it here, right? Is like one person is like overcoming, and it's like putting the other person in their place, or like finally it's like finally forcing the other person into a position where they have to surrender. And then with her wings here, it's like this is like from the divine, you know. It's like the universe is like finally pinning you down, or like putting you in a position where yeah, you're forced to like drop your sword and be accountable here. It's like this no way out. um yeah, so I'm getting this energy of like, okay, this person wants to come forward with this, and like in their minds they think like they don't need to do anything differently, right? And it's all going to work out for them. But like I was saying in the beginning, it's like when it came down to it, you were going to go your own way, or like stand your own ground, or um you were never going to let this person win anyways, right? Even though you didn't just like come out and tell them that, which maybe was like a smarter move in the long run, because then you can just kind of like sneak away playfully with your joy, and not even have to like have had like any conflict here. But once that moment comes, once, like I was saying, like when it comes down to it, right? So once it actually does come down to it, and you like stand your ground here, or you like make a different choice, you like go with your intuition, and um you choose like what's best for you here, then that's going to be a huge like reckoning moment with this person. And it's going to be a huge moment of like this person feeling like definitely being like faced with their own actions, or like faced with the like having to take accountability, right? It's gonna feel like this like divine intervention of just like divine punishment here. um this would be like a huge wake up call for this person. Like they're gonna be in like shock, um like their ego is just going to be really stunned here. They're going to feel like it just came out of nowhere, or like this other person just totally came out of nowhere. And they're just like so confused. uh yeah, like their ego is going to be like in shock. Like they went into it so sure that they were going to win the battle here, or like their games or their tricks or whatever they had done was like going to work out, or they were going to be able to go through with this here. And this is going to like leave them just like shocked, or like knock the wind out of them, or um like definitely force them into a position where they like have to surrender, and have to kind of look at themselves in the ways that it's like they didn't want to have to look at themselves. So they were trying to like hastily just like throw themselves into this. And they were like, well, then if I can have this, then it will like rectify something from the past that they had like really been hanging on to. And so yeah, their illusion of just this like happily ever after, it's like this will solve all of my problems, and then I don't have to like face any of my problems, or like actually be accountable, or like look within myself, or like make changes within myself. I can just like live this like fairy tale illusion. And so like that whole thing is going to just like be shattered here. Like they're going to feel like they just like lost everything, and they're going to be like so confused. And then like I said, it's just going to feel like it's like came out of nowhere. I'm getting this image of them just questioning, like, spirit, why did this happen? Or like, God, why? Like, why? How did this all fall apart so quickly? Like, what? Like, they're literally just gonna be like so confused, because they're just like so sure that um but it's I feel like that's because it's because, so that was smart of you to go about it that way. It's like because of the tactfully, like what I was saying in the beginning, it's like just because you're not just coming out and like being forward and being like, just so you know, none of this is working on me, like just so you know, like um none of this impresses me. Like, just so you know, like, I'm not gonna end up like leaving my person to be with you, or just so you know, like, I actually have someone else that I'm thinking about, and this is really turning me off here. Like, just because you didn't come out and say it and like get confrontational with them, it's like their ego was getting like kind of exalted here, and they were just so sure that this was like going to work out for them. But I feel like that was smart, because then like, yeah, they're just being like so hasty here, because they're like, okay, like, this is going to work out for me, you know. And then when it comes down to it, and you just do whatever you were always ever going to do, and they realize like it didn't really work, like none of the games really work, they don't really have any power over you. um that moment is just going to be really, really huge. Yeah, that's definitely what the Five of Swords is all about, is like them completely having to surrender and just fully accepting and realizing they don't actually have any power over you here. And you are divinely guided and protected, and you are like, you do have the tools and the capabilities within you. And it's like you've leveled up here with the wings. It's like you're on another level than them now, and they're gonna have to like fully surrender and realize that, and put down their sword and just be like, oh, okay, like I can't even, this is not the same thing it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever your like scenario is. It's like, this isn't the same as it was in the past. Like, I can't play these games with them now. Like, this person is like literally of the divine, you know. Like, it'd be like a huge wake up call for them. Okay, so we're going to look into them, where they're at, what they're doing, their energy towards you, their thoughts, and their feelings. Okay, them, where they're at, what they're doing, their energy towards you, their thoughts. Oof. Okay, we'll take all of those. Their feelings. Oh, yeah. We have the Ten of Swords and the Five of Cups underneath that. And the Ten of Swords like shifted off. So that definitely wanted to be seen. Maybe in the past they like involved themselves in a third party. Um, or they were like, okay, I'm hearing they were like taking influence or taking advice from like some sort of outside interest here, or outside party. And that was not the move. Like, the other person's outside advice was like not good. Like, the advice they gave them was just like out of perspective, or like based off of like something from the past, or um is like outdated ideology or thinking or advice here in some way that is not helpful to this individual right now. So yeah, there's this energy of just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I act like whatever they've like done here is like actually caused like real damage, right? um so yeah, it's like a major, major ending. And we have death, the death card. This is them. So they are definitely, oh my gosh. And then we have the Queen of Cups for what they're doing. And we had the Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck in the very, very beginning. So this outside party could have been with the Queen of Cups, like it literally could be like a mother. That's literally what I'm getting, is like a mom. Like, okay, they like listen to like their mom's advice here regarding you. And yeah, they listen to their mom's advice regarding you and like how to get back to you here. Their mom was stepping in and was like, okay, if you want this person in your life again, if you want to like trigger her in order to come back to you, then these are the games you have to play. There was this other woman in their life, whether it's a girl or a guy, there was like a mother figure in their life specifically giving them advice and telling them, okay, some people are like that. And it is like an outdated, like maybe back in the day, that's how people operated, is like play these certain games and do these weird power moves. And like, this is how you do this. But we're moving into more conscious times. You know what I mean? Like those types of things don't work for people that are like protected by the divine. Like the divine has better plans for people. So if you can't step out of those types of games, you know what I mean, then see, yeah, there was totally this Queen of Cups figure in their life that was giving them advice like, okay, if you want to trigger her heart or like make her miss you or make this other person, feel some type of way and make them find their way back to you, if you want to like get them to come back to you, is this game of like triggering you to like be drawn back into them. And so maybe you kind of like engaged for a second just to like see their true intentions, but then you saw something here and you were like, you know what, I actually want an emperor. Like I want someone more stable, more solid. I want someone that's on a completely other level than all this weird ish. But yeah, they were like, if you want her to come back to you, then this is exactly how you have to play. This is exactly what you have to do. And then, it will like trigger feelings within her, like make her feel passionate, make them feel passionate. And that will draw them back into you. It's like, do this, this, and this, and then it'll trigger them, and then they'll come running back. Like that'll draw them back into you. So yeah, there's like this Queen of Cups was giving them this advice of like, this is how you have to do this, right? This is like what you need to do. And it was this outdated ideology, is this outdated advice of these toxic sort of games in order to draw people in, and it created real damage, right? It created real damage that outweighed the potential. The damage here and the stuff that was caused outweighs the 3 versus 2. Is like the real true like emotional damage that was now caused in the situation outweighs the potential that there was in the situation, right? And so now, like, even though there may still be some potential here, the damage is bigger. Like the reasons why this is so hurtful are outweighing, the reasons why you could come together and share these cups here. So it's causing like a genuine ending. It's a major ending here. um so yeah, we have the death. So this is causing a huge like soul, this is a huge lesson for this person. It's a huge karmic lesson for this person to like overcome here and kind of like learn. This is going to cause like a huge upheaval transformation within their life. So where they're at, we have the 7 of Wands, and then what they're doing, we have the Queen of Cups. So yeah, like I was saying, there was this Queen of Cups energy and advising this person, like, if this is, like this person was telling them this is the best way, this is what you need to do, right? And with the 7 of Wands, it's like this energy of like climbing up or moving forward. So the advice here was like, this is how you like get on top, this is how you get ahead, this is how you get on top of the situation, this is how you gain control of the situation again, or this is how you get your power back. This is how you like move forward in the situation, right? But there's like all this fire all around here. It's like, but this is in the reverse. So it's like they're literally like going in the opposite direction than they want to go in currently. This is where they're at. So they're literally right now, because of the actions that they're taking, is creating real is okay. The actions that they're currently taking right now are causing the end, right? And this isn't what they wanted. They didn't want, right? This is never what they wanted. They didn't want things to be like fully ended here. They didn't want it to be like, to where you guys couldn't ever come back together. But this other person was giving them this advice like, oh, if this is how you go about it here, then this is how you go about certain things. And I promise you, then that's what will like help progress the situation, right? And so the other person never had these intentions of this here, but because this other person is like giving them all of this advice, it's like they're very hastily just like jumping in and going all in this certain way that's actually then creating, it's like the catalyst to create the damage here, to literally send them in that opposite direction that they want to go in, like I said, because this wasn't their goal, this wasn't their intention. But by taking this person's advice, this is the outcome, right? This is what's happening here. And so it's like creating it's this huge karmic lesson for this person to go through here, to realize like this did not actually get you in a positive direction for yourself. Like this put you on the bottom, right? Like this was not it. This was not the move, right? This was not like conducive to helping you to like grow as a person or progress the situation forward, or um get on top of things. It's like now they're in a worse position than they were. They're even further away from what they would have wanted. It's like now it's like over, and that was never their goal. But this other person's advice was rooted in like, maybe however they did things back in high school, and that's what worked on their boyfriend like 30, 40 years ago or whatever, and they were just like, no, trust me. But also this person just might not have perspective over like this family member. It could be like a mom or an aunt or a cousin or something, some sort of like older family member, that it's like in their mind they don't see this other person for like, with the way this person's smiling, I'm just seeing like someone who plays a lot of passive aggressive games. And so maybe they don't see the other person like that. Like they just see this big presentation and this big like, just the way this person presents themselves or puts themselves out, and like their little fake smile that they put on, like this person's kind of fooled by this person's games even, and so they don't see it like that. And so, or like, yeah, they have like this person in a false light, and so then when this person's giving them advice, it's like they're not realizing that's actually not the direction you want to go in. You don't actually want to play the games that this individual is playing, because it's not gonna work out. Like this is kind of just like this like a surface level type of a thing going on here. Or it's like, yeah, you have a certain perspective of them, but like just because they're saying like, oh, trust me, this is what I did back in the day and it always worked, or this is how you did it, it's like that may not even be true. Like we really don't even know that this actually did like ever, like I don't know, it's just an outdated, I think a lot of people can understand what I'm saying, that it's like in our parents' generation or our grandparents, like back in the day, in previous generations, people really just like, they weren't as conscious as they are today. So they did just naturally play more games with each other, and just um, there was less people like doing the work to figure out more healthy ways to get in touch with your emotions and be vulnerable and communicate with others and do all of these things. And so you had to like protect yourself, and so you have to play certain games and do certain things in order to keep yourself safe in the environment around you. And it was definitely like, there's a less conscious world. And I know a lot of people agree with that and they think the world's worse now, but I see like so many light workers and people all around me that are just like, I see so many people just in general that are trying to just do better, and communicate like on a healthier level. And so then when you have someone who's still stuck in like this outdated way of just like playing these certain games to get like power over people and to get, reactions over people, and to like trigger like the way people act and stuff like that. It's just like it can be so hurtful to someone who's like more sensitive and more conscious and can actually see the deeper intention behind those actions, that it really does just like cause so much pain, or it causes such an affliction that it's like you can't come back from that, you know? Whereas back in the day, like people kept families together, like people maybe even today, obviously, people still do this, but I just feel like it's becoming more and more common for people to realize that there's just more conscious and better like approaches to relationships, and we don't have to stay and put up in with situations where we aren't being valued, or like people are just putting us through these like weird sort of mind games and stuff. And so there was just a lot less resources to like understand things like that back in the day, and so naturally, you know, it was just more difficult. So it's like this outdated type of thinking. It's like this thinking of like that's the only way to like have relationships with others is to play these types of games. It's like you could never possibly just open up and be vulnerable. And I think men especially go through that too. Like society puts a huge pressure on men that they can't be vulnerable, they can't be sensitive. So sometimes like our female figures in our lives can be the worst to men, like, you know, because it's like just that additive pressure, you know, that it's like, well, you have to be a man and you have to do this and you have to do that. And so it's like you should be the one with all the power, you should be the one in control, like you should show her what she's missing, or like play these certain games with them, or I don't know. Those are just all the things that are coming to mind. So okay, so their energy towards you, we have the Hierophant. So yeah, like their with their energy towards you, they really do take you very seriously here. Like they do see you as someone that they could have like a higher level commitment with, or like they want to be in like a more serious relationship with. Um, Definitely, like I'm just seeing someone that they would want to commit to, or that they think would commit to them. So that's what's so sad and like interesting about it, is they do see that like you're a very serious and grounded person, or like a stable, secure as well. So um you guys could have this like really strong, like pure higher level commitment here. But it's like they still chose to take this other person's advice, which is really unfortunate. So with their thoughts, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So this is all about like with this card, like I just with the horse, it's like something like running through your mind constantly. It's like keeping you up at night, because some like thoughts that are running through your mind and keeping you up at night, or even like also running through your dreams. Um, so it's like they're okay. So right now they have some sort of mental resolve with the situation. It's like they're no longer staying up like anxious and stressing about this. And that could be because this other person has told them like, oh no, trust me, like if you go about it in this way, like this is what's going to work. So like before with the we were seeing their energies like with the Fool in reverse, it's like they've just decided to just go ahead and like jump right in, or like dive right in without having like the full context, or without being willing. Oh yeah, I was even saying it's like they're just looking to just like jump right in without being willing to look at something differently than how they looked at it in the past, or they're not willing to like change their approach because they're so overly hasty. So that's more of that energy of like um their mindset or their perspective about how they were wanting to jump into it is still rooted like in the past. So that could be because there's this other person giving them so much influence that it's like it's hard for them to see the situation in the present for what it is right now, because they're just like so inundated with this like outside perspective and opinion. It's hard for them not to see the situation from this other person's perspective, this very like outdated or just like however something was in the past, it's like they can't let go of that and see it for what it is in the future, because there's someone else that's like continuing to give them advice based off of how it was at that time in the past or something. um and so then it's like they can't let go of like what has happened here, and then just like see the potential for you guys to just come together and like talk about it yourselves or something. So it's like creating this ending here, but it's like they're unaware of that, like they're not realizing the issue of like that they need to let go of this perspective that they had in the past, because obviously they're unaware of it, like they're not seeing the situation as it is right now in the future. So they're like still seeing the situation from this like past perspective, or how things were in the past, or like whatever they haven't like let go of, right? Like what I was picking up on in the beginning. And so that's why it's like they're they're like believing this person, or they're like going along with this person that this is gonna like work out for them. And so it's like they feel a sense of resolve, or they still feel a sense of peace about the situation, like they're no longer like super anxious over it. um so another thing, like another way I could have read like in the beginning with the Fool in reverse, how I did pick up another scenario is like they're not going to dive in, and they're not going to do something a certain type of way here, because of this outside influence like keeping them like caught up in the perspective of the past. They're like not going to jump into something. And so it's like they're okay, it's like this other person has like influenced them so much that they're like only focusing on what went wrong here. And like I said, they're not willing to look at how like you guys could just come together with the Two of Cups on your own. And so they're just like listening to this outside person's perspective on the situation, based off of something from the past or something that's outdated. And so they're not going to like take the leap, or to like jump in, or to trust a situation here, or to like just authentically jump in and go yeah, go about it in that like Fool type of energy of just like, okay, I'm just gonna go all in and just, yeah, like literally just go all in, jump in with both feet, like here we go. um Instead of doing that, they still desire you to come towards them, but they're going about it in a way of playing tons of games here and like letting it end. Like for now, they're letting things come to an end and choosing to just like shut off the anxiety and like not worry about it. And so yeah, instead of like being vulnerable and like jumping all the way in and like doing something a certain type of like a way that would be like authentic and show you um like something here, yeah, they're like gonna play all of these games here. And then because I did hear like just because of this other person's influence, they're like only seeing like how things fell apart or what went wrong, so they're like allowing things to end, but that's like not actually deep down what they want. So then that's like putting them in this huge like wake up call energy. But I'm also hearing like it seems as though it's like fully ended on the surface. And this person is like not stressing it, because there's this outside influence telling them like, oh no, trust me, this is how like you get them to miss you, or like you trigger them to get in their feels and to come running back to you. This is how you get them to be the one chasing after you, instead of you having to chase them. So like don't worry about it. Like if things do seem like it's ended right now, or it seems like they're not going to be with you right now, or yeah, it just seems like something, yeah, if there's no life and there's no communication or, um, yeah, it's like they're not stressed about it right now or they're not worried about it. Um, yeah, they're not worried about this because this other person's over here telling them, like, yeah, this is how you get, this is how you put yourself in control of the situation. This is how you draw them into you. You get them chasing after you here. Um, but they're actually going in the wrong direction. Like it's actually putting them on the bottom of the situation. It's actually disempowering them. Like it's actually not, um, and this other person might know that deep down and like, yeah, they like maybe don't want you guys to be together, so they're also playing them too. And then this person's going to realize that eventually. um so we have their feelings, we have the 6 of coins. So, in this deck, this is like a charity card, but so the 6 of coins can also be like give and take, like giving to one person and not giving to another. So this could be a part of the game, is just like, oh, I'm going to look like I'm really generous and giving to some people, and then I'm like not going to be giving to them, and it will make them realize what they're missing, or it will make them like want, um because then we have the judgment also. So this card is all about, it says in the book, in the guidebook, it says something like whatever story you've been telling yourself about the situation is about to change or come to an end here. So I'm getting two things with this. It's like this person thinks if they're like super giving to other people and not to you, that it will like trigger you here to have this like judgment, or to like, it'll trigger you to want to come back and like reawaken things with them. um and then I'm also getting that because they're choosing to like be giving to other people here, or to like, yeah, like give to others and not to you, then it's like, um is creating like a true, like there's true change is finally happening, and it's like a true shift. Like the way that things have been going up to this point is like truly coming to a change here. Like the situation is truly shifting, because of like whatever actions here that they took. um but yeah, this is like their feelings. And so mostly what I'm getting is they feel like if you see them like giving to other people and not giving to you, that it will like trigger you to be like, oh, well, how come you'll do that for them when you wouldn't do that for me? Or, you know, it will like trigger you to like want to come forward and like reawaken things with them. Or like you'll see the like how generous or like how giving they are like to others, and then you'll be like, oh, well, I could have been that, or I want that. Or it will like cause you to like, realize what you're missing, or like want to come back and like reawaken something, or bring something back from the dead. Like it like may appear like it's ending, it's like it's over right now, but they're choosing not to stress about this because they think like as soon as you, yeah, they feel like as soon as you see like how charitable and generous they are to others, that you'll want to like come back and bring it back from the dead here. Like you'll reflect within yourself, you'll get like triggered by this and reflect within yourself, and then like want to like bring, reawaken the relationship, right? Or like bring it back from the dead here. So it's like they're not worried or they're not stressed about like the fact that it may appear to be over right now. So we have their intentions of the Page of Cups. So this could be like I do get like an apology type of card with this here, but it's also this very young child. So this could be like they just have very immature intentions here. Like they do, okay, they do have feelings for you, right? They do have really like emotional and genuine feelings for you. They do feel very passionately here. um they have like this immense like gratitude and love for you. um but there's just like, even with even their best laid plans, or like their best intentions here, just come from this place of this emotional immaturity, right? And so yeah, they're not a very mature, they're not very far like on their path right now, and so they're easily like swayed by someone who is appears to be like more developed or farther along than them. This is goes back to more of what I was saying with like the intentions here, or with like this person giving them this type of advice. It's like they, like I was saying, their perspective of this person, they might think that this toxic advice was working out from them from their perspective, but they're not in that position of being like a king of cups. And so once they're more emotionally mature and they've like grown up a little bit, learned some things, and they are in that king of cups energy, then they're going to see these types of games for what it is. But right now they're still like in this page of cups energy, they're still really emotionally immature, and so they're just like easily swayed in one direction or another. Someone can like easily use their emotions and the way that they feel or like their sensitivities against them, and like sway them in one direction or another, and then like pretend like, oh, it's this is in your best interest, or like yeah, I have your best interest at heart, or like my life is so great, like don't you want to go about things the way that I do, or don't you want to like have what I have someday, or um don't you want to listen to me, like um so yeah, this person does have genuine intentions for you. It's just they're so like yeah, like young on their journey or new on their journey, or I'm hearing like they haven't developed that like emotional backbone yet to be able to like stand their ground. They can just kind of be like easily swayed, or like they'll easily flip-flop in like one direction or another, like they could be kind of like easily convinced here, um even though their intentions maybe were to like come to you and express certain emotions and like apologize and do all these things. It's like, again, it's just because they're such an emotionally immature person right now that they don't really even fully understand how to do that or how to go about that. And so uh they were trying to be like guided by someone that they thought was kind of like farther along in life, and it's just like setting them in the wrong direction. It's like actually they're working against themselves here. It's like they're going backwards. Yeah, like they definitely thought this other person was like farther along in life than they really are. Like with this smile, it's like this is a very surface level like presentation type of energy here. So yeah, we're gonna get a spill the beans card. Ooh, we have toxic. Oh my gosh, outdated. Literally outdated, and then putting on a show. So yeah, it's like this outdated advice here. And it's actually really toxic advice too. I'm pretty sure I said both of those things. at some point here. Yeah, it's like it's like this outdated advice for these like very toxic games here that's like they're being advised. I just said that, but burning evidence, yeah, not good advice. Setting the record straight, yeah, it's hard to set the record straight when someone's burning evidence, right? um so yeah, you could be trying to set the record straight and have like a clear conversation about everything, and this other person's like advising them to play some weird games and not be fully straight up. These came out together. We have destroyed, shattered, broken, effed up, and we have envy. Okay, so yeah, this other person, like they smile in their face and make it seem like, oh, I have your best intentions here. Trust me, you're going to want to take my advice. But it's coming from a place of being jealous of you and just being envious for whatever reason. So yeah, it could be a mom. Could be a sister, could be an aunt, could be a grandma, close female, like in the family, female friend, like a sister, or yeah, a sister's friend that's like been in the family forever, grown up in the family forever. Just caught that scenario. I just saw that, like, um yeah, if they have like an older sister or something, and then her best friend's been a part of the family forever, and they're like weirdly close, and you've always had some weird red flags about that. It's like the person, yeah, just like this weird jealous, um or yeah, that's like the cousin's best friend or something, some sort of like an older female energy here. Yeah, it could be like just a jealous mom or sister or something. So it's like the jealousy, okay, is literally this person just wanted to like destroy. This person is telling them like, oh no, trust me, this is how you get. Okay, I just got two things. This person's saying like, oh no, trust me, this is how you get them chasing after you. This is how you get all the power in the situation here. But really, they knew it was actually going to destroy things. They knew it was actually like deep down, they're putting like a smile on about it, but deep down, they actually knew that this was going to destroy things here, in the relationship. But they're trying to, but this other person is thinking like they don't have any anxiety about it because they're thinking this is going to get me exactly what I want here. But yeah, it's like deep down, this person actually knew this was really going to destroy things here and destroy the potential for them to get, for y'all to come back together or things to come back together. Or two, I'm also getting, because they're jealous of you, they wanted to kind of like break you down or like destroy your self-esteem a little bit, or like humble you in some way, and have you in this little bit more like come back to the situation just like a little bit more broken or humbled, or like, now that there would be some sort of like a rift here that, um it's like something that like you would always feel it, or like something that you could never fully recover from, like a wound that it's like, at the very least, if you guys could come back together in the future, it's like a wound that, you would always feel. That's what I'm getting. It's like you would always feel, or there would always be like a scar, like some sort of damage that would always be like there. Um, Damn, that's really dark and sad. Yeah, like they either wanted there to be like some sort of scar, like some sort of like long lasting like wound or damage that was really difficult to repair, like in the relationship, or just like in you, like because they were so envious. They could have been like envious of the type of relationship that you guys had, the type of connection that you had, or they could have been envious of like how passionately the other person cared about you, or how passionately they felt towards you, or they could have just been straight up envious of you as a person. um and so either way, they were trying to create like so much damage that you would just be like forced to go totally anew here. Dang, that's crazy. That's deep. Yeah, I just keep getting this image of like with this glass here, this image of just like, yeah, this might be repetitive, but like this create some sort of damage that's like always going to be there, or will be like really really hard to recover from, or like even if you did recover from or get back together, it's like you'll always feel it, or you'll always feel the sting, or it's like it will always like be there under the surface of like it's like you'll never forget like something that happened here, like it's like, yeah, create some sort of like presence, but it's like it made them, by doing that, it made this other person feel like they have like power in the relationship here. And so then, so if they have power in the relationship here to like create or destroy certain things, then it's like that makes, then they don't have to feel as jealous here, they're not as envious here, because they have the power to like destroy it or take it all away here, or like um yeah, like the power's in their hands to like damage it or something. But then it's the same with you. It's like wanting to create some sort of long lasting like damage here within you, um, to where you're kind of like broken down here, and then they don't have to feel as envious of you. It's like to kind of like damage or destroy whatever is in you that they're envious of. Like if there's some sort of confidence or um like whatever sense of inner power that you have here that like draws the other person in towards you or attracts the other person towards you, that's like they're very envious of that, and so they want to like sting you in such a way that it's like it dims your light, or it um create a certain like hurt or a pain in within you, to where it's like hard for you to like fully express yourself or fully embody yourself or fully like be your true self, or like really truly let your light shine here, and like even like create just like long lasting damage or insecurity within you, so that it's hard for you to like move on and be in like another situation that's like unblemished or you know what I mean? It's like not take any of this damage and like project it into your next situation. So like literally make it hard for you to go and have like this smooth situation with none of this like all of this craziness. It's like your next situation's like a new start, a clean slate, right? But they like wanted to create this like long lasting like damage or insecurity within you, so that even when you moved into your next relationship, these like shards here and just like all of this damage, it's like you wouldn't be able to just have this like smooth, um yeah, it's like damage the integrity of like how you're able to um like show up and like present yourself and like be in relationships and stuff. And so then they don't have to like be as envious of you or like, yeah, feel insecure by you for some reason. It's like really, really deep. Like they really had some messed up intentions here. And this other person is obviously completely unaware of it. I feel like that's why they're going through this like death here. It's like this is not going to be fun for them when they have a wake up call, and like that 5 of Swords energy too in the future. Like that's not going to be fun to realize like there's like no going back from this. You know what I mean? It's like they may have won here. They may have got what they wanted and like drained your energy here. But yeah, there's no way that they actually like made you like so insecure and damaged that you're like not going to be able to move on and be in like a healthy relationship and stuff. Like that's just crazy. That's crazy levels of like that's crazy stuff to have come through in a general reading too. Like there's just very very specific, that is toxic. Like that is a toxic mother, auntie, sister, cousin. It's crazy. And it's like maybe like in the past they got away with it or people didn't see it for what it was, but this is so outdated at this point that people can see this type of stuff for what it is. When you got someone out here operating from this type of this level of insecurity and like jealousy for others and their happiness and their lives, it just shows, you know what I mean? Like this, it doesn't work the same way that it once did in society or in general, you know? Um, yeah, this is not good. Toxic. So I'm so sorry if this is your pile. I'm really praying for you here. So on the bottom of the deck, we have 28. So this is okay. So first of all, this is the Hands of the Ancients Medicines cards by Jan Wright. It's guidance from the four corners. That's where I am from. It's a really, really great place. A lot of like spiritual healing down there. So yeah, this pile was just like really gnarly and intense, and so felt like we should really read like some healing words here. Family of heart. Deep connection, acceptance of differences, unconditional love help each other to grow. These handprints vary in size, indicating perhaps mother or father and children. On the stone is a perfectly shaped heart in which pebbles have collected. Together they indicate love of family. If you have drawn this card, take a moment to feel the deep connection to those you love and care about in your family. Just as the heart shape has collected little rocks, our love for our children, parents, and other loved ones is an assemblage of lots of experiences, some colorful gems, some rocky and sharp. Still, they all make up the heart. If you struggle with a relationship within your family, look closely if the problem lies with your own judgment of what you think they should do or believe. It's good to remember that though they may have been with you since birth, they're still their own person. They came into this world with their own lessons, and actually, they may be here to create all sorts of lessons for you. We're all in this game of life together, and we're drawn to our family to help each other figure out and grow spiritually and emotionally. When there's a flare up, ask yourself what is your part in it and what you can learn from it, put in it or not on them, and the conflict will dissolve or lessen. When these same people drive us nuts, we have the opportunity to accept their differences, honor who they are, and just love them. That's the key in loving unconditionally when we put their needs above our neediness to be right, loved, and appreciated for all we do and to be understood. When we truly listen to what they want to say, we become open to greater understanding, allowing both parties to grow. The absolute best communication with children or other family members assists them in thinking that they have it all figured out rather than telling them what to do. Ask questions to lead them to what you hope will be their choice to a solution. This takes a great amount of effort, but in the long run keeps the relationship in love and respect, and the rewards will be great. May you constantly remind yourself of the love and deep connections you feel for your children's parents, siblings, and all relationships. And may you fully realize you have been brought together to help each other grow and move out into the world as loving and caring people. Yeah, there may be someone else that needs to hear that, but just focus on us, like it says in there. Okay, so the card you got, that's at the bottom of the deck. So you have the Ram. Ram of East. Agility, sure-footedness, light, reaching your highest potential, new beginnings. If Ram has come to you today, it may be time to reach that which you have worked hard to achieve. Rams are very agile, and their hooves and joints bring great sure-footedness and ability to leap to great heights. Go for your greatest desires. Use this strength, stamina, and sure-footedness of Ram to get through challenging decisions in order to free you to move upward in your life. Trust that wherever you are, wherever in a whether in a mountain pasture or on a steep precipice, you are where you are supposed to be right now. Know that you will be taken care of and that you will find the right path upward, which brings you to peace, comfort, and safety. Because of Ram's spiral horns with radiating lines, it has long been a symbol of the sun and its travel across the sky. Look to the sun's light and warmth as a source of life and comfort. Find light in all you see and do. Reflect the positive. Ram is a symbol of the astrological sign Aries, occurring in springtime, and thus is in the east direction. Notice possible opportunities for new beginnings in your life and more creative expression. In many ancient cultures, ram was used in ritual sacrifices. Look to see if you are giving away your energy, gifts, time, and love to those who do not deeply appreciate all you do for them. Many rock art panels in the Southwest indicate that sheep were domesticated and became an important source of protein. Look to see if you are giving yourself enough protein for needed strength at this time. Make sure that in your current life events, you do not butt your head against a wall, but are using your intelligence and intuition to reach positive outcomes and new beginnings. What you seek is within reach. May Ram bring you strength, agility, confidence so that you may reach your highest potential. This is from Monument Valley, Arizona, to this here. And so, yeah, before like your energy towards them, we had the high priestess and the emperor. And yeah, so that's like the emperor is that Aries energy. And I'm pretty sure in this deck, the emperor literally has like a ram. Anyways, yeah, there's like a ram right next to it with horns. I showed it to you guys, so hopefully you remember. Um, so yeah, that's your energy towards them. So definitely, um, yeah, that's the advice here. Obviously, like going with your intuition, the high priestess, and knowing that like you have the strength and courage and determination to like tackle anything. Um, yeah, I was really picking up on like during the reading, like a specifically like another person, like specifically there being this other opportunity or this other direction that you could potentially go in. So you're like, yeah, why would I give my power away to this? And like allow like all this weird, crazy stuff to be going on around me when I could just like empower myself and trust in myself and that I have the tools and the capability to, you know, get over these like uncomfortable humps of growth and step into like new and different territories here. And there are like other people and other situations and other things coming into, yeah, new beginnings for more creative expression. Yeah, and like what you seek is within reach. May Ram bring you agility and confidence so you may reach your highest potential. Yeah, whenever we're in these more low vibrational situations right here, it's like these people don't want to help us reach our highest potential. They don't even want to help the other person, like the other person we were reading about. They don't even want to help them reach their highest potential, right? This person's not even reaching they're reaching their lowest potential. They're so yeah, they're going as low as they possibly can. It's like as dirty as fighting, you know what I mean? Fighting as dirty as they possibly can. Like literally their lowest possible potential here. So you why would you want that? You know, why would you purposely choose to like give your power away? And that's where you got to feel bad for people because anyone that's thinking like that has got to be coming from such a low and disempowered place themselves. They have to be already operating out of like their own lowest potential and they're just trying to drag people down with them. You know what I mean? And make other people feel the same way that they feel about themselves or that they feel about their own relationships in their lives. Like if they've been through certain things that like they have a hard time fully letting go of, or they still feel like scorned from certain things. And so then they're envious of others that don't have to go through that or have nice things or like are confident within themselves. It's like they just want to drag people down and like make people feel as miserable as they do. And that is really sad and weird and toxic and it does not work out anymore. Like that's not you're not going to like get away with that and look like this person anymore and be able to just like smile and be like, "Oh, I'm so kind and compassionate and caring." And um yeah. No, no, no. This is not it. So yeah, okay, that is all I have of today. So thank you so much. If you watched this far in the reading, I really, really appreciate it. If it resonated, if you wouldn't mind like leaving a comment, letting me know. You could give the video a like. If you want to see more love readings like this, I try to like post one like every day. So you can subscribe to my channel to see more. And if you want a more personal reading, you can click the link in my description and yeah, book with me. But otherwise, I hope you have a really, really good day. Thank you.